This is the human heart. Central to our physical body, our survival, revered by poets throughout history as the emotional center of our being. The place we instinctively touch when asked to point to ourselves. And now, what we have known intuitively is being understood scientifically. Researchers are unlocking a new science of the heart that could change everything we know about health and our interconnected nature. Coherence is a state of balance between heart, mind, and emotions, creating a favorable cascade of neural, hormonal, and biochemical events that benefit the entire body. But this phenomenon not only benefits us personally, it affects everything around us, emitting an electromagnetic field that can be measured up to 3 feet outside of the body. When you are in coherence, your heart resonates at the same frequency as the Earth's magnetic field. This frequency positively affects everything around you. When a group of people are in coherence together, this effect is magnified. Could communities synchronized in coherence lower violence, accelerate cooperation, and global harmony? This is the purpose of the Global Coherence Pulse. If we can measure the impact of thousands of people in coherence at the same time, it could lead to a breakthrough in understanding the full potential of the human heart. All you need to participate is your presence and your heart. To take it to the next level, join the research study by downloading the app and getting an HRV monitor to measure your personal coherence. The world needs it more than ever before. Each human heart is unique and magnificent by itself. But imagine what could be possible when we unify.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Global Coherence Pulse. This is day 8 of World Unity Week, and we have been pulsing the field every day with a different theme. My name is Teresa Collins, and I want to start by saying thank you for taking time out of your day to be with us and to add your love to this pulsing that we've been doing. We've been building a powerful wave. So I am going to have us kind of go right in. I want to make sure you can hear my voice okay with the music that I have in the background. Great. So I was on the Sparkleverse last night, and they had a special musical. It was the Magic Canoe. And there's been a mythology that's been running through World Unity Week, and I want to invite us to take this journey as part of our recap of our story. So I'm going to spotlight, yes. So let's all together right now, just connect into our heart, feel the bottom of our feet so that we're really here, present right now with one another. And let's all climb into the magic canoe. And the story of the magic canoe was that we needed to collect the sacred jewels together as a humanity, and to bring each one of those jewels into our hearts. And that when we collected all 8 jewels, that we could enter into the new world together, the one world together. So let's do that right now. Let's enter the canoe. Let's join together as one global family in this magic boat. And let's begin to collect one jewel at a time. So we start with unity. Unity in action. It's our embodied experience of unity. Let's collect this jewel into our heart right now. The diversity of our unity alive in action. And now let's connect together in our boat, our magic boat, and let's go and collect our next jewel of peace. Peace embodied, peace in action. Really feel this presence of peace and bring that jewel right into the center of your heart. And we continue together in this magic canoe, and we find the next jewel, the jewel of love, love in action. We feel this power and presence of love, and we bring this jewel into our individual and our collective heart. Then our boat continues to flow, all of us together in this magic canoe. Find the next jewel, the jewel of joy. We need love and joy together in our hearts. We bring the jewel of joy right into our sweetheart. And our boat continues, our magic canoe continues to move, and we get to collect up the next jewel, the jewel of gratitude. Gratitude in action, gratitude embodied, gratitude expressed. Gratitude radiated from our hearts. And with these jewels now, our boat continues, and we can bring in the next jewel of compassion. It's like we need all those jewels that came before in order to really seat ourselves in compassion in action, to embrace our suffering, and to let love shine through. Then we continue in our boat, our magic boat together, and collect our next jewel, the jewel of hope. Hope in action, fiery hope, glorious hope. The hope that makes us rise up each day and express our gifts. And now with all of these jewels in our hearts, we're in our canoe and we're moving towards our final jewel, the jewel of belonging. It's like all of the jewels all come together into this one jewel. Belonging beyond unity and diversity, beyond unity and inclusion, is unity in belonging. You're here because you belong. World Unity Week is a living celebration of belonging in action, and we are here to bring this energy of belonging into our hearts and into the world. And to help us do that today, We have our mantra. Each day we've had a mantra to bring into our hearts and to support us in our journey. And I'm having trouble seeing our mantra today. Grab it from here. I am an important member in the great web of life. I belong and I have a purpose. My positive energy flows through my thoughts, words, and actions. My coherence is making a difference and benefiting all of life. We thank Nikita Nagiri again for this beautiful mantra, I am mantra. And to support us to gather this last jewel, we have brought back Gary Malkin. He will be doing some music for us at the end of our meditation, helping us to celebrate our collecting of this final jewel. We'll bring Gary's picture here. So we're bringing Gary back. He'll be playing live for us today. And lastly, I'd like to introduce our guide for belonging, our beloved Jude Kerwin. And I decided I wanted to bring this image of Jude, both her human self, but also her celestial self, which is a water dragon. I love this water dragon. So I'm going to just read about Jude. Jude Kerwin is a cosmologist, planetary healer, author, previously one of the most senior businesswomen in the UK and co-founder of a WholeWorld-View. She has experienced multidimensional realities since her childhood, traveled to over 80 countries, and worked with wisdom keepers of many traditions. She integrates leading edge science, consciousness research, and universal wisdom teachings into a holistic worldview. She holds a PhD in archaeology from the University of Reading in the UK, researching ancient cosmologies, and a master's degree in physics from Oxford University, specializing in cosmology and quantum physics. International author of 6 nonfiction books, her latest is a Silver Nautilus award-winning The Cosmic Hologram, Information at the Center of Creation. And she has a new book coming, Gaia, Her Story, which is due out in spring of 2022. She's a member of the Evolutionary Leaders Circle, and in 2017 co-founded the WholeWorld-View to empower the understanding, experiencing, and embodiment of unity awareness. And these 8 jewels came to her and really seeded as the current for our coherence throughout World Unity Week. Jude, I can't imagine a more appropriate guide to take us with this final jewel in our magic canoe to bring us home into the new world, our one world.
Thank you, Teresa. And I just love this story of our canoe. The kahunas of Hawaii that I've worked with say, all we have to do is sit upright in our canoe. We don't need to lean forward. We don't need to lean backwards. We just need to sit upright together in our canoe and we will find our way. And so I'm delighted to be here and welcome everyone. Wow, what an amazing 8 days World Unity Week has been. But it's interesting, isn't it? Because when Ben Bowler came to me last year and said, can we do something about World Unity Week? I assumed it was going to be 7 days, but it's 8 days, and it's just so perfect that it is. So these 8 themes are jewels, and we can also have a sense of them being notes, an octave of 8 notes, and where we all come together to sing the song of unity in action and to pulse these themes into the coherence field and beyond. I'm going to speak a little bit before we go into our meditation, because when we speak about coming together in our hearts and our heart-based intention and action, my sense is that as we do so, we actually transcend our personal hearts. And from the 7 chakras of the me, we enter through a threshold of an 8th chakra, of the universal heart, into the we space and the all space. And 20 or more years ago, as I was journeying with guidance around Gaia to help activate her planetary grid for a shift of consciousness, this perception of us now expanding our awareness beyond the 7 chakras into an 8th and beyond energy consciousness field that would ultimately help us remember the wholeness of who we really are and the wholeness and the unity of the entire cosmos. So this is a journey we're still on together, but how wonderful it is that in these 8 days of World Unity Week, we can invite us to join together, to link up and lift up in the universal heart of the 8th chakra. And for many people for whom this is opening, we tend to sort of sense it midway between our heart chakra and our throat chakra. So some folks are calling it the higher heart or the one heart. I was given the universal heart many, many years ago, but I invite us in our meditation today to come into this space of unconditional love. And also a 9th chakra, so that when we ground our intention in this expanded sense of awareness, of unity awareness, we, instead of grounding through our root chakra, there is a 9th chakra, about a hand's breadth between and beneath our feet, that many geomancers who are working with this perception to help heal the traumas that we've imposed on our beloved Mother Gaia, to connect through this 9th chakra, the Earth Star chakra, to the heart, her heart of Gaia. So as we go into our meditation today, I'm going to invite us to be together in the universal heart and to ground our intention of unity in belonging, in action, through the Earth Star with the heart of Gaia. So I'm going to turn into the peace candle. This is a vision that we took when we were at the demilitarized zone between South and North Korea a couple of years ago. So it was very much this sense of unity and coming together, where peace then is the natural outcome. So on this 8th day of World Unity Week, I invite you and us all into the 8th chakra of the universal heart, to intend and to ground our global pulse down through the 9th chakra, between and beneath our feet, and into the heart of Gaia. Our pulse today is unity in belonging, in action. So I invite you to relax, to close your eyes or soften your gaze, and focus your attention on your breathing. And as you breathe out, feel that you're releasing anything in your life that no longer serves you. And then as you breathe in, sense a renewal that flows through you, gently energizing and refreshing you. And continue to focus on the cycles of your breath, feeling yourself becoming more and more relaxed, more and more gently at peace. And when you feel relaxed and balanced, I invite you to imagine that you're now breathing in a thread of light that flows deep within the universal heart of the 8th chakra, midway between your heart and your throat. And as the light flows within the universal heart, sense a tiny sphere of light beginning to form there, and then to grow and to brighten with each breath as it becomes the size that you feel is perfect for you at this time. Now sense that as you breathe within the sphere of light and into the universal heart, this portal, the energetic bridge to your higher self and all that is, gently opens like a beautiful flower in the light of the sun. As you continue to breathe into the universal heart, now send your awareness downwards through your body and through the earth star, the 9th chakra beneath and between your feet, about a hand's breadth beneath your feet, and on down into the beloved and sacred ground of Gaia. Continue to send your awareness down deep and still deeper until you sensed that you've reached her heart. As you reach Gaia's heart, feel a pulse of her life-giving love returning up and through the 9th chakra beneath your feet, up through your body and the universal heart, and on and up to the highest realms of spirit. And then a returning pulse of unconditional love from the highest realms of oneness back down into your universal heart. Now gently pulse this unconditional love through you, connecting you with the unity of the cosmos and all that you are through the universal heart. And as each pulse of unconditional love flows through you, feel that all boundaries and barriers are gently dissolving as you feel more and more at oneness with the unity of the whole world. And now I invite you to gently center your awareness in the universal heart. And our pulse today will comprise 3 waves. Our first wave is unity in diversity. And for our first wave, I invite you, as you breathe gently in the universal heart, to sense for a few minutes perhaps, to sense, to envision, to feel a time when you experienced unity in diversity, a place, a gathering, a forest, and what it means to you. And as you experience its presence, to then pulse your feelings of appreciation into the coherence field. I'm going to invite us to remain silent for 3 minutes as we feel deeply into this sense of unity in diversity, and then radiate our appreciation of it into the field of coherence we're co-creating together. Just in this gentle silence, feel your appreciation for unity in diversity. And for our second wave, I invite you as you breathe gently in the universal heart to sense, envision, feel a time when you experienced beyond unity and diversity, unity in inclusion, a welcoming of yourself and others, and what that means for you. And as you experience the presence of unity in inclusion, again, pulse your feelings of joy and appreciation, of love, of hope perhaps, into the coherence field we're co-creating together. And again, perhaps just with a couple more moments, a couple more minutes of silence to feel that sense of unity and its power of unity in inclusion. And for our third and final wave, I invite you as you breathe gently in the universal heart to sense, to envision, and to feel unity in belonging. That beyond transcending unity in diversity and unity inclusion, a deep knowing that you belong here and now, a belonging to and with our entire human family, a belonging to and with Gaia and all her children, and a belonging to and with the whole world. And as you experience unity in belonging, ask for what its beingness in you inspires and empowers you to express in action. Then let us pulse our communion of intention and unity in belonging with love, joy, and gratitude in the universal heart and into the coherence field we are co-creating together. I'm going to invite us to do this for 2 more minutes, and then I'd like to complete with some words of Irish visionary and mystic John O'Donoghue. Thank you. And these are John O'Donoghue's words, a blessing for belonging. May you listen to your longing to be free. May the frames of your belonging be generous enough for your dreams. May you arise each day with a voice of blessing whispering in your heart. May you find a harmony between your soul and your life. May the sanctuary of your soul never become haunted. May you know the eternal longing that lives at the heart of time. May there be kindness in your gaze when you look within. May you never place walls between the light and yourself. May you allow the wild beauty of the invisible world to gather you, mind you, and embrace you in belonging. Thank you, everyone. And I'd like to pass on to my dear friends, Teresa and Gary.
Thank you, Jude. Let's take this feeling of belonging and let's let Gary continue to carry us with his music deeper and deeper into this place of belonging inside of ourselves and with each other. Jude, thank you so much. So beautiful. Gary.
Wow. Will you take my hand, and together we will stand at the edge of time, on the threshold of a land. This is our ancient home, the one we've always known. At the calling of this love, we come. Before time and breath, inside every grief and death, inside every life and death, inside each face, inside every grief and grace, there is a timeless call alive inside it all. At the calling of this love, we come. I carry the ancestors in my breath, with their wisdom and their wounds. I follow the children beyond my death. This will be their planet soon. Say that again. This will be their planet soon. grace and ash, where the future meets the past, between wing and flight, beyond thoughts of wrong and right. There is an ancient home inside the great unknown. Sing this to yourself. At the calling of this love, we come. At the calling of this love, we come. Together we will stand at the edge of time, on the threshold of a land. This is our ancient home, the one we've always known. At the calling of this love, we come. So, I belong. This is the phrase that came to me. Perfect way to end this song. I belong to earth. I belong to life. I belong to you. I belong to me. I belong to earth. I belong to life. I belong to you. I belong to me. I belong to earth. I belong to life. I belong to you. I belong to me. I belong to life. I belong to earth. I belong to you. I belong to me. At the calling of this love, we come. Where the heart has learned to feel, bringing all we need to heal. At the calling of this love, we come. Ever evolving, constantly growing, coming from this level of integration. It is such an honor to be here with you all. World unity forever.
Oh, Gary, I love that we just felt your sweetheart so deeply. Oh, thank you so much for letting us feel you and your love and this kind of touching feeling of our belonging. Like we've been feeling it all week with World Unity Week, that we really belong here together, and
We really do.
we really do.
Yeah, I mean, even, I was making mistakes. I forgot the chords. I didn't know what I was doing, but the call was in process. We're all in process. We're not perfect, right, or done. And this is the mission of my life, to join with you and others who understand that the love of power is no longer relevant anymore, and the power of love is all we are.
Yeah.
Jude, thank you for bringing me to a place where I just stripped off even any of the edifices of performing and just allowed myself to just experience what the words were for a song I've sung hundreds of times, but I never heard like I heard today. I just thank you for bringing me to that state.
Bless you. And it re-hearts me that when we know we belong, we can just let go of everything. We can just be who we are, because we belong.
It's, well, I had one thing about a year ago when I had the realization that I belonged to me was the most extraordinary aha, because I hadn't been including myself. And
Yes.
suddenly I realized that I could be the loving inner father and mother and steward of this being, and I belong to me. And it was a revelation, and suddenly everything started to make sense. Without that, it's very hard.
I agree.
Yeah.
And this felt really appropriate for this World Unity Week, because we've been talking about unity and diversity. And a couple of months ago, I just felt we need to go beyond unity and diversity, because that's lovely. We need to go beyond unity and inclusion. That's lovely too. But there's a sense of being invited in. When we belong, there's no need for an invitation. We just show up, because that's where we are. That's who we are. That's how we are together.
And you're talking about a state where oxytocin isn't an event. It's a moment by moment, every 24 seconds. We live in oxytocin. That experience was what you're talking about, is being at the breast, held, seen, contained, the attachment bond, right? That experience of belonging is, it's all oxytocin, it's all that drenching in that connection. So would it be amazing if we could actually, well, like what we're feeling now? Yeah.
We can.
Wow.
This is what this is for me, and I know Teresa too. This is our linking up and lifting up, not just however wonderful for World Unity Week, but every day. This is our onward journey.
Wow.
This is our opportunity. This is our hope. This is our choice. This is just so wonderful that we're here together and ever more together, because this feels like a journey of homecoming.
Well, if Barbara Marx Hubbard called career evolution to vocational orgasm, I don't think this is a certain kind of orgasm, actually, but I don't think it's vocational.
Vocational arousal is what she would.
Oh, that's what I meant. Vocational arousal, right? Sorry.
And premature synergy. If you got ahead of yourself and you weren't in the current of your purpose, but you were trying to get ahead to do something in front of the universe's beautiful unfolding, holding our hand all the way.
So what would you call this if it's not vocational arousal? It's quantum arousal.
It's, Gary, here's her word. It's supra sex.
Okay. Barbara, we love you, and we're so grateful
love you,
for
Barbara. We're so glad you're with us.
And Jude, who thought when we were at the fire in Santa Barbara with Barbara, after the two of you talked, and we had that intimate, I'm sorry to go into personal, but everything's personal, right? So there was that experience of being together by the fire that was, I'll never forget it as long as I live. That's when I met you. So
Yes.
I feel
yes,
very
yes.
privileged to be sharing this moment with you both.
And with you.
Yeah. I love too that we saw Elizabeth Sahtouris last night. Again, an
Amazing.
early pioneer. Today in the closing ceremony, we're going to have Jean Houston. You guys have been holding this evolutionary story and sharing it with the world for the last 25, 30 years. And we're finally in this moment where the collective is waking up, and there's enough imaginal cells now that we're starting, as you said, we're creating organelles now. We're starting to form the new body. And what we've been doing here in World Unity Week, and what we've been doing in these coherent pulses throughout this week and every month, is really like feeling our collective body coming together. And it's so time. Yes.
I have to read someone. Nikita writes, every day we have moments to be in heart heart-centered focus, heart-centered breathing, heart-centered feeling, and fill ourselves with love and send this loving frequency out to benefit the collective and our loving heart, loving planet. Just so beautiful, Nikita. Thank you. I haven't been monitoring the chat because this is too juicy to be with you
I
too.
know. I've been trying to, and one of the things that's really filled my heart is everyone sort of contributing and sharing, and you know, I can feel everyone, not just through the chat, but in so many ways. And I'm just so delighted that now is the first moment of the journey ongoing.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what's also interesting, Teresa? I mean, what I've been learning from the work that I've done for the last 20 years, when Graceful Passages came out 20 years ago, I discovered the word tenderness, tender. To be able to share the non-newsy way of being, vulnerable, it has a tenderness, and I think that is the plasma that creates for me this sense of belonging when there's tenderness somewhere, even if it's not expressed. And that's what I'm feeling right now.
Yeah. Claudia's with us, and I'm going to see if Kaylin can find her and add her to the spotlight. At least on our Zoom line, they can see all of us on the stream. They're seeing who's talking. So let's see if we can bring Claudia on. I know she wanted to.
And I just have to say, can you believe what the team, with Ben and John, and what everybody's accomplished? I feel so privileged to have been a part of this early phase of what happens when the imaginal cells wake up as imaginal cells, you know.
Oops.
Absolutely.
Oh, we had her for a moment. Let's see. There she is.
Hi.
Hey, imaginary cells,
Indeed.
luminous beings. Thank you, Kaylin, for grabbing me at the last second. I've been with you, but I just wanted to come on since this is the last time, and add my thanks to everyone for joining us. Jude, you're such a mystic. It's easy to forget that you have advanced degrees in physics and archaeology, and in that way, you're really the embodiment of the reconciliation of science and spirit, which is also the work that the Global Coherence Pulse is doing. Thank you so much for opening and closing the Pulse during World Unity Week, and for being such a good friend and close ally. Before I thank Gary, I just wanted to thank Michael Lindfeld for yesterday saying that the heart receives, registers, and radiates. Right? This is what we're about. The heart receives. Scientific evidence demonstrates that the heart's transpersonal, and our vibes are affected by the heart vibes of others. The heart registers or perceives, re-perceives. That's our superpower. The heart has this intrinsic bundle of neurons. Our hearts can learn, sense, feel, and remember independently of the brain. And the heart radiates, again, because of the transpersonal nature. So remembering that whatever our hearts are experiencing gets broadcast to others into our shared fields. At the end of World Unity Week, we're going to keep asking, what are we feeding the field in each moment? What are we pulsing the planet with? So I want to thank all of our pulse leaders. Thank you, Gary. Oh my God. It's so good to be back with you, and you are just so transformative always. Thank you, Nikita, and to all our heartists. Thank you, Teresa. This is really, I just had to come on and say thank you, Teresa, for carrying the pulse every single day, not just during World Unity Week, every single day.
Oh.
And thank you to Ian and Kaylin and everyone behind the scenes for making such a beautiful, seamless production. And then thank you, all of you, for joining us. That's all I wanted to say. Thanks so much for the opportunity.
What an honor.
Thank you, Claudia.
Thank you.
Bless you, sweetheart, for always being such an incredible, wise, loving guide and companion for us all on this wonderful journey together. So thank you.
And a serious anchor of this work as it goes out
Absolutely.
now far and wide.
Absolutely.
We were just talking about you the other day, Claudia, about how, you know, your person is so sweet and beautiful and soft, and then you're so intelligent and you bring in such like the real groundedness, and like the combination of those two things allows us to really receive it so much deeper. It really is true. So blessings to you, the co-founder of the Global Coherence Pulse and the Global Coherence Initiative. Did you see Roger Nelson was on? I
Yeah,
saw
Roger's
Hey,
good.
Roger.
Hi, Roger.
Roger.
I want
love-
to say something. May I say something about Roger? So, Roger and I meet every other week with the rest of the Global Consciousness Project 2.0 team. That is a team of amazing engineers, the best of Heart Math, the best of the Institute of Noetic Sciences, including other engineers around the world that join us every other week to say, how do we measure this invisible field and show for once, for sure, that the fields respond to human energy.
Brilliant. Absolutely.
Thanks for being here, Roger.
Thank you, Roger.
It helps us to see it. We need to see it in order to really, really get how deeply impactful our energies
And
are.
what I'll say, one of the reasons why I'm such a big advocate of sometimes music under words that need to be heard over and over is that you need to feel it over and over. And that's one of the great languages of emotion, and that subliminal role for that. And for us not to forget about that, because we often think it brings us to woo-woo. And what it is wow, wow, not woo-woo.
Wow, wow.
I never said that before, but it's really something we're very fixated on seeing, and it's feeling. So I just wanted to say that.
That's a keeper, Gary.
Speaking to the converted.
Wow, wow. Well, we have one more little musical gift if you are open to it. I've been putting links in the chat. I'm not going to share slides today to do the announcements. I think what we're doing here is really really impactful. But World Unity Week has their closing ceremony tonight. So check it out. The links are there. All of the pulses and many of the plenary sessions are on demand. I gave you a direct link to that. The Sparkleverse, I think, is going to stay open for a while. We're going to add the recordings from these pulses into the Sparkleverse, so you can go and check them out there in the days to come. And I also really want to encourage you, if you're looking for an alternative to Facebook and other social platforms where you can be together with other people who are choosing love over fear, and where we're really practicing coherence, and we're having like a global love fest, to come to the Islands of Coherence and check it out. You can come in for a couple of weeks and just take a look around, but we're building a field together, and I really want to encourage that. And join us for the Global Coherence Pulse on the third Saturday of every month. And if you can, start to log in on the Global Coherence app in our room so that we can start to track and what they're doing with the Global Consciousness Project. We can give them some ideas about it. And yesterday, somebody put in the chat, can we do this every day? And I would say, yes, let's do it every day. Let's join the Pathways to Peace and the Peace Wave. Let's join with our Coherence Wave. And at 12 noon, wherever you are, let's stop and let's drop into a coherent state, and let's pulse the field, because what we feed the field matters. So I'm going to introduce this piece. It's from Jess Magic, another one of our artists, and she has a new album coming out, which are songs for the shift. And they're songs that help us to integrate what we're doing. And she offered this one up for us today because it was all about belonging. So I'm going to read this little opening and have Kaylin get ready for showing us that video. And then we'll come back and we'll have time for some breakout groups if anybody wants to connect with other beautiful souls on the line today. So the song's name is Prophecy, and it's an original song by Jess Magic and Krista Richards that was written about the journey of finding our sense of belonging in modern times. It is built around one of the lines, "We are the ones we've been waiting for," that came from a speech made by an unnamed elder from the Hopi Nation. This song pays homage to the journey of finding a sense of belonging and feeling of home inside of ourselves, to the land and sense of place, to this earth as our shared home, and within our communities of resonance, dedicated to celebrating what it means to be alive. So let's take a moment to just relax into this beautiful offering, and then we'll come back, say goodbye, and then jump into breakout groups if you want to join us.
All the things that I've been through in my life have left me wondering and wondering, will there ever be a time in my life when I'm not suffering and struggling? I was looking inside for all the things that I had, but I was walking alone. And I was searching to find myself in love with a tribe and know that I could be home. We are the ones we're waiting for. We are the love, we are the ones who bring it forth. We are the earth keepers, we are the warriors. We are the ones we're waiting for. When I look in your eyes, I know that I can't deny, I know I can do it. And even when it gets hard and I get lost in the dark, I know I'll get through it. And I can break down these walls and know I'm not gonna fall unless it's into your arms. Oh, we've been hearing the call even before we were born, and this is where we belong. We are the ones we're waiting for. We are the love, we are the ones who bring it forth. We are the earth keepers, we are the earth keepers. We are the warriors, we are the ones we're waiting for. Oh yeah. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah, we heard the call. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah. We couldn't do it on our own. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah. Together we are stronger. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah. Now that we found our home, we are the ones. We are the ones we're waiting for. We are the love, we are the love, we are the ones who bring it forth. We are the earth keepers, we are the earth keepers. And we are the warriors, we are the ones we're waiting for.
reimagine the stories that we tell.
We are worthy.
It's time to reimagine the lives in which we
We're
live.
so much more than enough because we are love.
And we belong.
We belong to life. We belong to each other.
We belong.
We belong to the sky. We belong to the thunder.
We
Oh, whatever we deny or embrace, for worse or for better, we belong. We belong to this earth. We belong together. We belong. Oh, we belong.
It's time to reimagine the stories that we tell.
It is time
It's time to reimagine the stories we've been told.
imagine the story.
It's time to reimagine the life we live right now.
Reimagine the life. This is our time.
Yeah, we
We came for this moment. This is our time. This is our life if we own it. This is our time to reimagine this life.
We are the ones, we are the ones we're waiting for. We are the love, we are the ones who bring it forth. We are the earth keepers, we are the warriors. We are the ones, we're not waiting anymore.
Songs for the shifts. Beautiful. Nice. Well, let's just, Gary, closing words from you, and we'll bring Claudia back on, and Jude, and we'll just say our closing words. We'll end the live stream, and then we'll have a little time for breakout groups. There you go.
My journey to belong. You can hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. My journey to belonging has been central to the permission I'm giving myself to be who you're looking at right now. And the level at which I haven't felt like I belong to me or life, love, or it really has been a deep loneliness that I had to experience in order to recognize when I belong to me, I belong to life. When I belong to life, I belong to love. When I belong to love, I belong to the earth and God, and the cycle completes. And I don't think I felt courageous enough to just get away from the entertainment and move into the entertainment until this belonging has entered my heart as a self-nurturing mother and father inside of me that I'm cultivating. So that's the most transparent, but the most direct way to acknowledge that belonging is the path to wholeness. And thank you. The way you put it, Jude, was just phenomenal. And I'm so honored to be with this amazing collection of goddess energy. What a privilege. Thank you.
It's been beautiful to watch you in that unfolding to your inner belonging, Gary. It's been quite an honor. And I want to say just before I move off, Gary, Jess and Gary and Cornflower and all of these musicians who've given their time and energy over last year's COVID, often without any compensation. I mean, incredible. And we needed the music, right, to carry us through. And I just want to say, any opportunities you can to purchase their music, to join events that they're doing, to offer them donations, please do it. Because if we can keep the artists nourished, then we're going to keep getting nourished by them. So I just want to say that. Let's support the artists.
And I did feel, being this amazing opportunity, so intimate to share the 8-day completion, this victory of the allowance for Sarah's and my transformances, those improvised pieces, to provide an awareness of what might be missing and what might be possible to integrate around the love of nature and the love of spaciousness, as those pieces are designed to do. My prayer is it can elevate not just this world, but the world's awareness of what's missing when all there is talking and thinking. And rather than the depth of the integration of heart and spirit to the degree you give us, all of you, right? So I just want to mark this as the first time in my 20-year journey as I integrate spoken word and music, heart and head, that there's a world that actually appreciates that it does something. It's a very beautiful arrival, and good time to let go of pushing it, but allowing it to be unfolded. I just wanted to acknowledge the birth of that, and thank you for that opportunity.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Jude, how about you? Some closing words from you, beginning and ending our 8 days of pulses with your beautiful presence. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Teresa. And Gary, that was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. It's been my joy. It's been my privilege. And what comes to me is something that our dear Michael says. You know, when we feel we belong, we transcend. It's wonderful. We're authentically, integrally human, and we're authentically and integrally divine, and we're authentically and integrally Gaians. We're all Gaians. And it seems to me that healing our relationship with our beloved Mother Gaia at this time is perhaps the deepest healing we can offer.
Wow.
Because this is how we can go forward together. So thank and bless everyone. And I'm just wholeheartedly delighted. And just to say, Gary, Heartists, this, for me, the integration is a three-way confluence. It's science, it's spirituality, and it's heartistry of all sorts. We need that so much. So thank you.
Yeah. And Claudia, we did it. 8 days. Whoops, you're
muted. We all do it.
Can't unmute. Oh,
There we go. Now I can. I have nothing to say anyway. Just gratitude. I'm just so grateful. The rest is coming from my heart.
Thank you so much. Well, let's as we close up the live stream, let's pulse the field. Let's all just draw all of these jewels that we've been collecting over these 8 days into our hearts, and let's really bless each other. This growing community of like-hearted souls who are saying, yes, 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 I'm choosing love, choosing love. And into the World Unity Week team, John and Ben and Betsy and all of the people who have been just pouring their love into it. Ian and Kaylin.
Rhiannon, Becky.
Rhiannon, oh my gosh, Rhiannon.
And Marie.
Marie, yeah. The whole team.
Everyone.
Priya,
Julie, Crow, Anita.
Julie.
So many people.
And let's feel our pulse like just circling the planet. It's been going for days, and it's going to continue as we each take moments throughout our day to pulse the field. And lastly, let's take this energy and put it into every molecule of our being, this belonging that we bring it right in, every cell in our body. Feeling this belonging. Blessings, blessings, everyone. Have a beautiful day. And if you want to stay for breakout groups, we'll do that.